Hello
Yeah.
from the Music Interview Corner. Tonight I have an amazing Swedish power metal band for you, Bloodbound, and I'm here with Tomas. Hi, Tomas.
Hello. Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for taking time for this interview. First, I want to talk about your 11th studio album, Field of Thoughts, that's going to be released on November 21st. What do you hope the fans will feel when they listen to your album?
Um, Joy, I guess. No, but I think we're really excited about the album, and it's a little faster and heavier than our previous album, and the production is also a little bit more raw, like a
Mhm.
little bit going back to classic power metal. So it's going to be exciting to see what people think of the album.
Oh, yeah, and speaking of production, you have been making music for 2 decades, but you recently signed with a major label. Has signing with
Yep.
Napalm Records changed your approach to production?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe not typically the production, but it's when we signed with Napalm, we kind of got some extra energy, I think, because it's we've been on the same label for ages, and now it was time we did all our albums that was in our previous contract. And when Napalm contacted us, it just felt right, and they've been great so far, and it gave us energy to write the album. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool. And we've tried a different producer this time as well, and kind of changed the sound a little bit. Still classic Bloodbound, but the sound is a bit more fresh, I think.
Yeah, I think it sounds more epic than your previous albums.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's a little bit faster as well. Like that was one of the when we started to write the album, we felt like that we needed to do something a little bit faster, like we done in the past.
Do you have a favorite song on Field of Thoughts?
Yeah, I really like how Defenders of Jerusalem turned out. It's kind of, I guess, the most easy listening song on the catchy song on the album. But I like it, and I like the production and how the video turned out. It was really nice to record that video. It was set beautifully at this really old church, not far actually from where I live. It's from the 11 1200s that, so it was like going back in time. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's an impressive video. I like it too. And how did you find this location and who had the idea for the concept of the video?
Well, we wanted the video to reflect the lyrics, of course, from the song, and it's about the siege of Jerusalem in 1187. And the director from the video were like telling me that he was scouting for locations to film. And I guess both of us said that maybe it would be cool to do it at this church that we both know of. But it took some time to get everything organized because it's almost like that old church is like a museum now. So we need a lot of permits and stuff to be able to do all the shooting and filming there. But it was very cool. We were filming all day, and even in the late evening when it was totally pitch dark, we were out there and around the church. So it was nice. It was cool.
I also really like the song Nine Crusades. And for that song, you worked with Brittney Slayes from Unleash the Archers. How did this
Yeah,
collaboration happen?
yeah. It was actually Frederick, our keyboard player. He had been in contact, I think, for a few years with Brittany, and we actually met her this summer as well. We played with Unleash the Archers at the festival in Germany and talked to her, and she we saw them live as well. They were amazing live, and she was amazing live. And we've been thinking about having a
Mhm.
guest appearance on basically for a few albums now. We've tried to make it happen, but it's difficult to plan and get the right song. But this song we really felt like it has a lot of space, especially in the verse, and it's a slower song. It's got a lot of uh, space in the verse and pre-chorus, and it also has a nice story to it.
Mhm.
It's basically a summary of all the Crusades, and Brittney's got such an, she's got a very much a storytelling voice, which comes across in Unleash the Archers as well, which I really like. And she's got wide range. She has a deep voice. She can go really high pitch and scream as well. But it turned out very cool on the track, I think.
Yeah, I think it sounds amazing with Brittney and Patrik together. It sounds
Yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And she does all the, at the end of the song, she comes in and improvise wails and stuff. So it really elevated the song, I think.
And you are also one of the main songwriters of the band, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Me and Fredrik, keyboard player, we started the band back in 2004. So we started to write songs together, and we've been doing it ever since. And now Patrik and Daniel is also contributing to the songwriting.
And when you write a song, do you encourage the listeners to interpret it their own way, or do you go like more for a clearer narrative?
Uh, I think on the two last albums, like our previous albums, Tales from the North was also a concept album about the Viking era.
Mhm.
So it's kind of an historical documentation, but it's not like uh, it's not like a history lesson or anything. It's like an artistic interpretation, I think, on that time period. But it is, taken from history, so that maybe that's a little bit more like it's telling a story. But on previous albums, definitely it's been a lot more lyrics that were maybe fantasy based,
Mhm.
which you can really interpret any way you like, I think.
Was there ever a situation where a fan shared an interpretation of one of your songs with you that had nothing to do with what you intended when you wrote the song?
Yeah, it actually has happened a few times. One was we have a song called "The Ones We Left Behind," and kind of an epic song. And uh, there was a guy who was really into that song and really liked it, and he was telling a story about the lyrics and stuff. But it wasn't really what I was thinking when I wrote the lyrics. It's kind of we feeling a bit sad for. In the beginning, our lineup was a bit unstable, and we switched singers, and band members was coming and going for a few years in the beginning. So that song is more targeting that thing, the ones we left behind, and we feel sorry about it, kind of thing. But he had his own story, so that was a bit strange to see. But it's up to anybody to interpret whatever they feel like.
Mhm. And Patrik is wearing those little horns when he performs, and these horns have become kind of legendary among Bloodbound fans. Was that a
Yeah,
spontaneous idea, or is it part of a bigger visual concept?
that's a kind of a funny story. It's we I think it was around the War of Dragons album, and we we were backstage. I think it was the beginning of the tour or something, and then we're just sitting there preparing for the show, and then I saw two pencils lying on the table, and it was those pencils that have a chrome tip that
Mhm.
you can unscrew. It's like a little horn like this. And then I told Patrik we should put these on your head, like up on your head, and he just, I think he said no. He didn't want to do it, but after a few beers, we find some super glue and glued it on his head, and he wore them on stage, and people loved it. So, and I think it was a bit difficult to get them off because it did hurt when he was trying to pull them off. But then he kind of got some proper horns, and it became a tradition to wear them. So yeah, that was by accident, I think.
That's a cool story. And
Yeah,
Black's lyrics often explore spiritual and religious imagery, like
yeah,
crusades, angels, faith, and divine warfare. Uh,
yeah.
is it too much of an interpretation to say that the horns also play into this contrast between darkness and light?
When we did our first album, Nosferatu, back in 2005, 2006, we we had an idea of what we roughly wanted on the cover, but we didn't know exactly. So, and Frederick said, why don't we just by a long shot send an email to Mark Wilkinson, who's a great artist. He's done the Painkiller cover for Judas Priest.
Mhm.
He's done Eddie for Iron Maiden as well, and all the Marillion stuff. And we thought he's never gonna answer. He's not gonna do a cover for a small startup Swedish band. But he actually answered and said, "Well, I actually have some time off now, so I can do the cover for you." So he did it and sent the Nosferatu cover, and we were like, "Oh shit, it's a great cover." And we decided to basically adopt this Nosferatu figure as a mascot kind of thing,
Mhm.
very much like Eddie, I guess. So he's on all our covers in different versions, and like on a previous album, Tales from the North, he's Viking. Now he's more of a knight crusader on the Field of Swords album.
Yeah, that's really cool. And coming back to the horns again, because I feel it's so interesting because your lyrics have these references like faith, hope, and salvation. Is it also kind
Mm.
of an ironic thing to combine the horns with these kind of lyrics?
Yeah, uh, yeah, I think it is because that's also one thing that on our first album, for example, we thought, well, now we have this Nosferatu figure, we should do something more extreme for the photos as well. So you can see the photos on the Nosferatu album. We actually have corpse paint and really dark, uh, like black metal image, and that was just for fun. But then when the album was released, we got a lot of mails from black metal fans that didn't like that Swedish power metal were wearing corpse paint. It has to be fun as well. Like we take the music very seriously, but the image is it's a lot about to have fun as well.
Mhm.
Especially when you play live, you got to do different. You got to change things up a little bit to make it fun.
And have your fans ever asked Patrick weird questions or strange questions about the horns, or am I the only one?
No, all the time, all the time. The it, yeah, he basically says it after almost every show, like, "Oh, they want to touch my horns," or "Are they real? Are they growing out before the show?" and all that that sort of stuff. I think it was when we played our last show. We played at Mallorca, the Full Metal Holiday thing in Mallorca, Spain, a month ago or something. He actually fell on stage because he was jumping out to the crowd on the speakers, and then he jumped back and fell on stage, and he hit the horn, so it fell off, I think. so, so we had to like go look around for the horn because it was somewhere on stage. Uh, yeah, it was fun.
Oh no, did you? And how did you recover from this dehorning tragedy?
It was tough. Everybody was running around with flashlights and stuff. Where is my horn?
If your album Field of Thoughts would be a video game, which song would be the final boss track?
Um, like the most the most Eye of the Tiger kind of evil song.
Yeah.
I think maybe Forged in Iron. It's got the fastest double bass drum that we've ever done. I think Daniel is playing 210 BPMs on parts of that song, and so it's kind of a little bit progressive when it comes to the parts and aggressive. So that song, and it, of course, Forged in Iron is it's about how you make a sword, how you forge a sword and make it into steel. That's the soothing track, I think.
It's actually Forged in Iron is one of my favorite songs on your album, and I also really love Light the
Oh.
Sky.
Ah, yeah, yeah, they're two fast songs.
And you often sing about northern warriors and epic battles. So,
Yeah.
which of the band members would survive the longest in a fantasy battle, and who would get eaten by the orcs first?
Uh, Frederick would be eaten by the orcs, I think. He's strong and stuff, but he's like a nice bear. And maybe Patrik would survive. He's aggressive and you don't step on him, I think. And Anders as well, our bass player. He's got the nickname, we call him the Beast because
Oh,
he's like a like a beast. And the rest of us will be in the background cheering.
and during your guitar solos, do you ever imagine yourself fighting a horde of orcs with your guitar as a weapon?
Uh, Not as a weapon, but sometimes, like you see in the video, I've actually, yeah, made it myself. I did a sticker of the Templar cross on my Flying V, ESP Flying V. Then the guitar actually feels a bit like a weapon. Can you see it? It's I think you see.
Oh,
Is it? Can you see? I have some of my guitars up
cool. Mhm.
on the wall, and it's a Crusader cross on that white Flying V
Cool.
guitar. So that was I did especially for the Defenders of Jerusalem video.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Mm. And there's a crazy fan theory. Some fans believe that Bloodbound and Powerwolf are rival clans in a secret metal fantasy war. Have you ever considered settling it with the Rift battle under a full moon?
That would be cool because yeah, we played a few shows with Powerwolf, and they're kind of started out a bit the same as us, like on same themes and stuff, and they do a bit religious. They do a really cool twist on the religious aspects, and they're really cool guys. I guess they're a bit more theatrical in one way, but they would be really cool. They're kind of a standout band.
It would be really cool to see that, to make a video of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And Bloodbound has, of course, many songs about epic battles from the past. So if you would have a time machine, where would you travel to?
The siege of Jerusalem would be really cool to see. It's kind of an historic event. And also, one of my favorite movies, Kingdom of Heaven, is kind of uh, not historically correct or anything, but it's really like a fascinating movie, and the visual effects and stuff is really cool in that. And the battle at Stamford Bridge as well in 1066 when the Vikings went over from Norway to over to England. That would be really cool. But maybe not be in the actual fight. Be on the side and look, because I would imagine it would be pretty grim.
And have
Yeah.
you always been interested in history?
Yeah, yeah, I have. That was um, the reason why we did uh, Tales from the North as well when we got into this historic thing. And of course, you learn about that stuff in school as well, and the pagan and Norse mythology about Odin and Thor, and it's kind of it's an interesting time period, and that's kind of how Sweden came about to be Sweden as well.
I've lived in Finland, and we also have the stories of
Yeah,
the Finnish Independence Day because,
yeah,
the
yeah,
Finnish reigned for such a long time.
yeah. Sweden and Finland is so much like a brother and sister. It's even they even speak good Swedish and parts of Finland as well. And if you drop someone off in Sweden or Finland. It looks basically exactly the same as well. So it's yeah, it's a beautiful country, Finland as well.
Yeah, Sweden too, and I agree there's a lot of brotherly and sisterly love, unless it comes
Yeah,
to ice hockey.
yeah, exactly. Ice hockey, yeah. Yeah.
And what is the craziest thing you have ever done on tour?
Uh Crazy. There's so many weird things, fun things that has happened. I think, yeah, one cool thing that this was way back when we, I think it was the first or second album or something, and we were going to meet the head of the record label for the first time. I think we played in Ludwigsburg in Germany, and then we had a huge party. I think it was day before the show or something, and the uh, record label manager was coming the day after, and then our bass player, I think he went out to just have a piss somewhere in no, just like a t-shirt or something. So he went out and he couldn't find his way back to the hotel. So he fell asleep by a tree. And in the morning when we came up to meet the record label executive, he came uh, in from the entrance of the hotel. And then we can see our bass player come walking behind him. And he didn't understand it was the record label executive. So he said that, well, I fell asleep by a tree, and then when I woke up, I saw all these tombstones. So he fell asleep at a tree in a cemetery, and then he come walking towards us. I think he had a beer in his hand as well. Just standing next to us, and the record label boss, he was just looking at him. Who's this? Is this some crazy fan of yours or something? But it was our bass player. He did all this fun stuff. So stuff like that happens all the time. It's
That,
really fun to be on tour.
that sounds a lot like Spinal Tap.
Yeah, yeah, like Spinal Tap. Done some tours with Sabaton as well in their old tour bus, and they're really fun guys to hang around as well and party with.
What's the weirdest thing that mysteriously got lost on tour? Was it Patrick Horn's or a guitar pick, or was it someone's dignity?
Yeah, all of them, I think. But uh one weird thing was that we had a tour, I think it was in the UK, and I had to go home for a few shows, so I think, and then my brother Henrik, he he took over the responsibility for our backup guitar, and because we have always have backup guitars and stuff. And then we're partying really hard. I think it was somewhere in England, and then they just left my guitar on stage because it was black, so they couldn't see it when they were packing up all the stuff. They went to a different city. They realized the guitar was gone. I was a bit scared then. But I was lucky because in one of the small pockets on the guitar there was it said "Bloodbound" on a note or something. So they actually contacted us and sent the guitar back, but it was really expensive to get it back to Sweden.
Oh no, but good
So
that you got it back. I wish you would have
yeah, I got it back.
Crusader sticker, the Crusader cross on it, then they would have
Yeah,
seen it maybe.
then this was just a backup, but it had a lot of sentimental value to me,
Mhm.
so I wanted it back. But now it was on the wall you saw earlier. Now I have it here.
And who of you in the band is the most likely to start a mosh pit in the aisle of the tour bus?
Daniel, I would think, our drummer. Yeah, he's the most energetic and into heavy music as well. Yeah, he would do it. He can play double bass drum for hours and hours and don't even break a sweat. And he's the youngest, I think, in the band as well. So it would be him. And
And,
he's got the best hair for it as well.
oh, of course, that's true. I've seen him headbanging in
Yeah.
the Defenders of Jerusalem video. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And would you rather like to share the tour bus with 10 hyperactive fans who never sleep, or with a ghost that whispers, play faster every night at 3 a.m.?
the fans, of course. Yeah, that would be cool. We have a lot of great fans and have parties with fans. But one thing is that it's usually not on the tour bus because that's a restricted area. So,
Mhm.
but it's yeah, we have had a lot of parties with great people from all over the world.
And what is the funniest or strangest gift you have ever received from a fan?
I'll show you just a second.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Oh,
Can you see
beautiful.
it?
Hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like the it's even got strings on it. It's like my original ESP Flying V,
Hmm.
and it's made with fabric and a sewing machine, I guess. Even got these metal tuners on it.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's amazing. It's
Hmm.
exactly like my if you oh, if you can you see my
Yes, I can see
maybe
it.
can you see the black with white stripes?
Yes.
So
Wow,
it's a
that's
copy of that one. So that was yeah, that was really cool.
yeah, that's amazing.
Uh,
It probably took really long to make it.
yeah. Must have.
And would you like to say something to your fans before we end this interview?
Yeah, hope to see as many of you as possible on tour in March. It's not announced yet, and the dates are not 100%, but it's going to be a tour in spring, so that would be cool to see all the fans again and play the new songs. And it's one thing as well as because the album is a concept album, it's the lyrics are quite interesting to read into, not just like standalone songs, but it's one story and it's got this connection to actual events that happened. It's parts from all the Nine Crusades and how the pilgrims went down to Jerusalem and that stuff. So it would be cool to hear some thoughts about the lyrics and people to sing along. That's always nice.
Cool. Then thank you so much for this nice interview, Thomas.
Yeah, thank you too. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yes, thank you for taking the time and all the best for the album release and for the tour.
Yeah, thank you.